hitting the polls for the first day of early voting.
I like to vote early so that I can then help get others out to vote.
In both Miami-Dade and Broward counties. Race day in South Florida.
I love this place. You're here in Bristol are by far my favorite tracks.
As Homestead hosts a NASCAR playoff. And lacing up your sneakers for the kind of event that could only happen in October.
I've been getting more into exercise and fitness, and I figured this was a good way to combine the two.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
And I'm Julian Davis. Today's Monday, October 24th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Polls are open this morning for early voting in both Miami-Dade and Broward counties. Also today is the first and only debate between the candidates for governor, Charlie Crist and Ron DeSantis.
We begin, however, with early voting. We have the network's Lena Key in Hollandale Beach and Amanda Gray in West Miami-Dade.
I like to vote early so that I can then help get others out to vote. So once I have my vote behind me, I can start working and assisting others to make arrangements to go vote or do whatever it is that they need, because obviously we need to vote, especially this year.
Early voting started today here in South Florida. In Hallandale Beach, the line started before dawn and before doors open. We talked to some early birds asking why it's important to vote early.
I want my voice heard, and I want to make sure that it will count. And I don't want to wait for the last minute. I believe the early bird catches the worm. That's it.
There's a lot of confusion making sure that they know the hours in which they can vote, and also informing people of the issues, like what's at stake.
That's here in Broward, but in Miami-Dade, Amanda Gray is over there looking at the lines for the early voters. I'm Elena Key for South Florida Media Network.
I am here at FIU's Modesto Medique campus, where this is just one of several early voting sites taking place all throughout Miami-Dade County. Now, if you look behind me, you can see that there's really not much action going on here. The site's only been open for 38 minutes at this point. It will close at 7 p.m., but they really expect a turnout today, so much so that they've set up chairs where people can wait to early vote. Now, something you might want to know if you're considering early voting here in Miami-Dade is that, first and foremost, you would have needed to have registered by October 11th to do this, or have been previously registered. And if that's you, if that's the case, all you need is a Florida ID with your picture and your signature on it, and it's as easy as that to come and vote. You can also drop off your mail-in ballots here at this site. So not much going on right now, but we're going to keep an eye out for you, as well as look at all of Miami-Dade. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network, I'm Amanda Gray.
Streak as they faced off against the Pittsburgh Steelers for Sunday Night Football, with their starting quarterback returning to the field. After missing 2 games due to a concussion, Tua Tagovailoa reignited the Dolphins' offense, scoring 13 unanswered points in the first quarter. The Dolphins held their own in both ends of the field, holding off the Steelers despite their attempt at a late-game comeback. After the game, the team tweeted a video to show how hyped they were over the 4th win of the season. Also look to their past, honoring the undefeated 1972 team with Larry Zonka, Larry Little, Bob Greasy, and Paul Warfield walking on the field for the coin toss. The final score was Dolphins 16, Steelers 10. The Dolphins win was just part of a great South Florida sports day. Fans got to watch as some of the best in the game burned rubber and ice pucks. We've got you covered from all the way down in Homestead to all the way up in Sunrise, coming up in about 7 minutes.
Hurricane Rosalind made landfall as a Category 3 storm in Mexico last weekend, leaving many without power and at least 2 dead, officials say. The landfall was yesterday in Santa Cruz along Mexico's Pacific coast. Rosalind's winds went down to 30 miles per hour from its peak of 130 miles per hour. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, Rosalind is expected to dissipate before it reaches Texas.
Some fierce competitors may be waking up with stomach aches this morning. As the network's Karen Altavia reports, a pie eating contest was just one part of this weekend's Pumpkins and Palm Trees event.
The Pumpkins and Palm Trees event hosted Fort Lauderdale's Best Pie Contest, where contestants entered for a chance to win a prize, along with live music and fun activities for families.
Spooky season continues here at the Pumpkins and Palm Trees event, where the fall season came back to life with pie contests, trick-or-treat trails, and more.
So I've never competed in a pie contest before at all. I just made the decision literally like 2-3 weeks ago to be like, I'm just gonna throw myself in a pie contest. Like, I've never baked a pecan pie ever in my life, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it. That's it. I'm gonna throw myself in and immerse myself.
The pie contest winner would be awarded $200 in prize money toward their home cottage food operation, which is the FDA giving them approval to sell goods made from home.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. I love the fact that they use local bakers, professional as well as cottage, so it gives everybody a fair chance.
All my experience at the event was great. I was excited to be invited as a vegan, gluten-free baker and bakery. We want to just get our name out there so people know that there's other options, that they have restrictions, that they can still enjoy their favorite desserts. So it's been a great experience, and maybe we'll win next time.
To spice up the season, I'm Karen Altavilla for South Florida Media Network.
Today begins the last full week of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Every October, people around the world show their support. The network's Abdul Jabbar reports on a breast cancer awareness event from over the weekend.
We Stand Together. A non-profit organization hosts the annual event for breast cancer awareness, where they do free screening and they give tips on how to prevent breast cancer. I had the opportunity to talk to one of the organizers.
Certain diseases, or the earlier that some diseases can be detected, the better it is.
Breast cancer treatment relies heavily on early detection. Mammography and screening tests are two methods for detecting breast cancer.
And what really helped my specific case was that I had early detection. It was detected early enough, and so I was able to get it treated fast, and it hadn't spread, and early detection is really, really important.
This Breast Cancer Awareness Month take the opportunity to start conversations about breast cancer with those around you. You can also raise awareness on social media and encourage other individuals to discuss with their healthcare providers.
We also host various events so that we can educate the community and bring awareness to cancer. So that is why we are here today. Especially we are bringing awareness to the underserved population who don't know, what they need to do to stay healthy.
To minimize the risk of breast cancer, the CDC recommends men and women to do an annual screening. Reporting for South Florida Media Network, Abdul Jabbar.
Starting to get a little spooky. Last Saturday, runners in costumes paraded through South Point Park, and reporter Pamela Correa was there.
Here at Miami Beach, celebrating the 12th anniversary of the Halloween Half Marathon. Since 5:45 a.m., these runners have been here full of energy and wearing all types of costumes.
The annual tradition hosted about 1,800 participants this past weekend. From the youngest members of the family to the not so young, everyone gets to participate in this Halloween-themed run. This event allows participants to prove their athletic skills by going for the half marathon or just have fun while wearing their costumes and doing the freaky 4-miler.
Well, I love Halloween, and I've been getting more into exercise and fitness, and I figured this was a good way to combine the two and have a good time.
Despite the early hours, this morning birds made sure to bring their smile and load up on energy for the event.
Well, we had to wake up at 3 a.m. and took lots of coffee, and here we are.
Although some went to have fun and enjoy the show, this event also allowed others to reach personal goals.
Well, I recently lost like 170 pounds, so this is one of my big tests. And I want to do the half marathon and hopefully, in January do the marathon.
Definitely a great option for runners to enjoy the sunrise, have fun, and get into the Halloween spirit. Reporting for South Florida Media Network, Pamela Correa.
The Panthers trying to hold a lead against the visiting Islanders.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
It is, kind of a guess in the dark, I would say, just how much the tires are going to fall off.
The NASCAR playoffs come to Homestead Miami Speedway. Stick around, we'll be back in just 2 minutes.
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
It was off to the races at Homestead Miami Speedway. The NASCAR playoffs were in South Florida for the Dixie Vodka 400.
And the network's Kenneth Bueno was down the track to take it all in.
The Rumble returned as Homestead Miami Speedway played host to the second race in the round of 8 of the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs with the Dixie Vodka 400. 8 playoff drivers, along with the entire NASCAR Cup Series field, took the green flag, with many having high hopes at a track beloved by drivers and fans alike.
I think just the technique of driving this track is pretty special and unique, and it applies to any kind of car that you're driving. So the things that I learned about running the top and running the bottom, running the middle, will definitely apply to the next gen.
It is, kind of a guess in the dark, I would say, just how much the tires are going to fall off. So I'm excited for it, though. These type of races are always the most fun in a driver's hands. So we'll see. Hopefully it goes well from fans' perspective also.
Pole sitter William Byron had no trouble out front in the first stage, but he would soon be bested by his Hendrick Motorsports teammate Kyle Larson, who took control and never looked back, leading 199 of the 267 laps en route to victory.
I've got a list of excuses of why it is I've never won here, but hey, it doesn't matter. We got it done today, and I think it makes it feel even more special too that I've had to wait. I love this place. Here in Bristol are by far my favorite tracks. They're by far my most successful tracks too, as far as lap sled goes. So glad that I can add my name to the winners list finally. I wish the boat was still part of the win, but I guess it's not.
This is Larson's third win of the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season, following his win at Auto Club to start the campaign, and then a one in the middle of the season at the Watkins Glen International Circuit. This is also his first win at the very famed South Florida venue. Reporting from Homestead Miami Speedway, Kenneth Bueno of the South Florida Media Network.
Celebrations are in order this morning as the Florida Panthers beat the New York Islanders once again. At FLA Live Arena, sunrise yesterday, Anton Lundell scored the first goal of the game for just 39 seconds. Andrew Lee backhanded a rebound, making a winning shot against the Islanders, a score of 3-2. On Tuesday, the Cats will head to Chicago for a 2-game trip at the United Center.
That is all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Davis.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.